Welcome back to Fabricating Awesome Stuff. In today's episode, we're going to be installing the aero injector on the AeroVee engine for my Sonex aircraft. We're also going to route and trim the throttle cable so that it fits and operates properly. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of these updates. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and thanks for watching. In order to get the aero injector ready to install, we need to install the throttle cable, and we need to get ready to install the mixture cable. There is a retainer for the mixture cable right here, and the hole is not big enough for the diameter of the cable that I have. The outside diameter of the mixture cable is 1/4 inch, slightly bigger than this hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge that hole to 1/4 inch. So we'll take the set screw out first, the set screw that holds the mixture cable in place, and then we'll go ahead and drill a 1/4 inch hole. Okay, looks good. Now we'll put the set screw back in the retainer so that it doesn't get lost. And that hole is big enough for the cable to go through now. Now we have to take the aero injector apart in order to install the throttle cable, because the throttle cable has a retainer that's shaped to fit into the aero injector. So we're going to take it apart. Have to remove these 6 screws in order to do so. These screws are different lengths, so we'll have to pay attention when we're putting it back together, make sure we get all the screws back in the proper hole. Looks like there's 2 lengths, short one, 2 short ones and 4 long ones, so it'd be pretty easy. Okay, and we want this hole to be on the cable side. Okay, so now we've got the throttle cable. We'll insert it and just pull it through the full length. This is just the internal cable. There's a housing that it goes inside the airplane. Okay, then we just take this little end and insert it, and you can see as we push and pull, it actuates the throttle plate. So we're good to go. We'll go ahead and put it back together now. Okay, we've got 2, 4, 6 all tightened. And the throttle plate still slides very easily, so it's not in a bind. Now we need to install the throttle cable into the throttle quadrant. I removed the the internal cable, and this is just the exterior casing for it. This casing is too big to fit into the throttle quadrant, so we need to strip off about 3/8 of an inch of the insulation or the outside sheath. So we'll mark that. We'll cut it about right there. Go ahead and cut it off. Okay, pull that off of there. And we should have about 3/8 of an inch. Let's check that. Yep, that's pretty close. All right. So next we've got this retainer, and the set screw is loosened up on it. And this is a jam nut, so when it's all in place, then we can tighten it. So it goes in the bottom hole. Just screws in because the hole is threaded. I'll just bring it around. Okay. And then we'll take the throttle cable, we'll slip it in, and then tighten the set screw on it. Go ahead and tighten the set screw. Just so it's tight. We don't want to crush it. We just don't want it to slip out. And then we'll take a wrench and we'll tighten the jam nut so that the whole thing stays in place. Now we've got that cable secured. Okay, now we're at the firewall, and this is the cable, the throttle cable coming out of the firewall, and we want to have kind of a gentle curve, and it needs to go into this port here, so we need to figure out about how much we need to cut off here to make this work. Looks like it needs to be about right there. Okay, we'll cut off the cable so we got the right length. Cut off about 3/8 of an inch off of the sheathing, the black sheathing on the outside, about right there. Cut that off. Okay, did it. And screw it over there. So now we need to feed this cable back up through here. Now we have it inserted. We'll tighten the set screw on the casing. Okay, we've pulled the cable through, and now we need to tighten the jam nut on the cable so that it stays in place. Okay, let's see if we've got full travel. Here's the throttle in the fully open position. And here's the throttle in the fully closed position. So now we have the throttle cable attached and tightened. I can go ahead and cut this off, leave it a little bit of a tail there, and get rid of all this extra. So here's a close-up of what we've been doing. There's the down tube, and at the bottom of the down tube is the aero injector. You can see that the cable, the black cable going for the aero injector, has a nice gentle curve going back up through the firewall. So it shouldn't create any binding or any issues with that. Here's the throttle in the fully closed position. Then we move it forward to full throttle. So there we have it. The aero injector is now installed on the engine, and the throttle cable has been routed and trimmed. Next, I need to route and trim the mixture cable, and we'll also need to run the fuel line to the aero injector. So that'll come up in a future episode. So please remember to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of these updates. Thanks for watching.